tuck me in, and the second you leave, I call you right back to check for monsters in my streets. Yeah, high school was hard. You'd fight with my mom. I'd fall asleep to the screaming, sound machine always speaking, left emotional scars.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, today, we've got a really special car on the channel. Just look behind me. We've got a Toyota STARLET GLANZA on the channel. Now, this thing is completely original, completely standard, absolutely fresh. Now, this video is just going to be about absolutely appreciating this gorgeous example of a GLANZA for what it is. So, let's get on with the video. I'll say a massive shout out to DRK Imports for obviously bringing this gorgeous example down today. Everything you need, if you're actually looking out for any import cars, you want to buy something like really pristine like this, then obviously head over to obviously DRK Imports. I'll link everything in the description below. Unfortunately, this car is sold, but regardless, there's plenty of stock coming in. Anything you need, just give me a shout. But for now, we'll walk around the car, tell you a bit about it, then we'll take it for a drive and see what it's like. Right guys, so here it is. It's a 1997 Toyota STARLET GLANZA V Turbo. Now, when was the last time you've seen one this clean and this complete standard? I bought this car on the channel just to appreciate like cars like this, because honestly, cars like this, right, they're very few and far between, and to see like a Japanese import car like this clean is like honestly so rare. That's why honestly a massive shout out to obviously David at DRK Imports for bringing this car down today. Cars like this are just honestly so far in between. It's just absolutely, it's just a stunning example of this car. So let me show you the car. Now, moving on to the engine bay, and as you can see, right, literally everything is as it was when it left the factory. I mean, it's actually unbelievably clean. I mean, I'm not sure if it kind of shows on camera, but it's actually insane how clean this thing actually is. I mean, I've never seen a STARLET this clean in my whole life. Got like the original airbox, all that good stuff. Right, now, I think as far as I'm aware, these cars, they come out of the factory with 130 brake horsepower, but the actual body weighs like only what 800 odd kilograms, something like that. So yeah, these things are pretty quick, and honestly these things are absolutely gorgeous cars. So like once we've done a walk around the car and I told you a little bit about the car, we'll actually take it out for a wee drive and things like that. Well, not me, but the guy David that's with me just now. So now this car is sold. It's sold for £7,000, I think, and you can see why. It's absolutely immaculate. Honestly, it's so nice to see such a low mileage example of this, because this car has 44,000 miles on the clock. It's unbelievable. So let's go on with the walk around. Right, coming in the side, it's got the original alloys. Everything is original. There's not a pick of rust on it. It's all been under sealed and all that good stuff. And it's the same as the suspension as well. All the suspension standard, which is the way you want it to be. Because believe it or not, if you started modifying this car, it'd start to put the value down a lot. So that's what I'm saying. I do prefer kind of like standard cars like this, especially if they're like old cars, because at the end of the day, right, they're worth more money in this kind of example. I mean, even like as you go down the bodywork, there's like next to no marks at all. I mean, there's not a pick of rust on this whole car. It's unbelievable. Anyway, coming around to the back, I actually love the way these things look. I mean, they just don't build cars, I guess, anymore, or even make cars look as good as this anymore. I mean, look at the arches. Listen, I'm not sure it shows on camera, but the arches are just like brand spanking new. And look at the bolts on these sides. It's unbelievably clean. Anyway, let's move on to the interior and some of the quirks. Right, moving on to the interior, right? Now, everything is, like I said, completely original. Like, there's not a single modification on this whole car. I mean, just look at the doors and things. I mean, literally, it looks like it's just left the factory. I mean, you just look at the steering wheel and things like that. And it's got 43,000 miles on the clock. With it being original, it has the original CD changer, tape player. Now, I just love things like that, and it just gives a car so much character, and it's just so nice to see one so original. And it's even got the JDM flare, that is just fantastic. I love to see that. That is the flare. Even just the carpets are absolutely pristine condition. There is just no wear on anything at all. I was like, even the steering wheel, it's just like brand spanking new. This is just the kind of cars that, DRK Imports bring in. So like I said, if you need any kind of like pristine import cars, then obviously head over to DRK Imports. Massive shout out. And again, it's the same for the seats as well. The seats are like actually brand spanking new. It's just so nice to see a car like this so damn clean. Yeah, again, there's like not a single mark on any of the seats. It's just like brand spanking new. And even like small details like this, it's got like obviously all the original speakers in it as well. Now, normally these would be ripped out and replaced with some horrible Halfords aftermarket speakers, but no, these are all original. And everything is absolutely pristine. I'm actually so privileged to actually have this car on the channel. And it also, it's even got this thing here now. I can't remember what it's called again, but basically it speaks to you in Japanese. an electronic toll collection system. But yeah, it speaks to you in Japanese, it's actually quite funny. And other little kind of quirks off the interior, you've got this button here which is for high and low boost. So if you're just like kind of just knocking about and you want fuel consumption, you'll have it on low boost. So like, the small things like that, it's so cool to, like, even an old car like this, being a 1997, it's got all these little quirks and things like that. I mean, you tell the Japanese, they're so ahead of their time with their, you know, like engineering things and, you know, the way they design cars. The Japanese were always ahead of their time. Like I said, this is like my first kind of like review style kind of car video, so hope everyone enjoys it. So let's take it for a test drive. Another thing I should like about this car as well is, like, when you kind of come on boost, there's like, what is it, 4 lights on there? There's like 3 lights on the dash which will light up to let you know how far you're coming on boost and things like that. And like, you know, it's small little quirks like that I just love about these kind of little Japanese cars. And it's just something you don't see in European kind of cars as well, because I mean, there's a lot of these European cars are just trash really, to be honest. Right, that about wraps up today's video. Like I said, it's good to have something like this on the channel, you know, just something a little bit different, because, I mean, cars like this just are so rare, especially when like as pristine as this. So, you know, like I said, massive shout out to, you know, DK, our, you know, import, for obviously taking this on the channel today, you know, massive shout out. So I'll link all the kind of, you know, things in the description below. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, then obviously smash that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.